How you doing, ladies and gents? KJ here, back at you with another video. In this one, these are going to be several things that you cannot run Windows without. Running Windows without these, you're missing out on a lot of performance on your operating system as a whole. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, setting an ultimate power plan. So what you want to do is type in power plan, click on edit power plan. It'll take you here. Just go back to power options and you see how I have ultimate performance here. You could choose AMD Ryzen balanced, high performance, or high performance. I usually run on ultimate performance. It does use a lot of your CPU. If you do not have a semi-decent one or a more up-to-date CPU, it probably isn't the option for you. I'd probably recommend one of these high performance alternatives instead. But if you guys do want this ultimate performance plan, what you guys have to do is go to Cmd Prompt and run as an administrator. And I will leave this script right here in the description. And this script, once you run it, it'll give you ultimate performance. It'll unlock it, because if you try to do this without running this script beforehand, you will not see ultimate performance pop up at all. But if you run this script and you go back here, ultimate performance will then become an option and you may click on it. While we're in the power options, you can see right here where it says choose what the power buttons do. So if you click on that and you change the settings that are currently unavailable right here, turn this off. I do not recommend this. Windows does. What this does is that it doesn't completely kill the kernel when you do press shutdown, because I figure for many people out there, when they shut down their computer, they're expecting it to be completely refreshed once they boot back in. But that is not the case unless you turn off this function. The only thing that completely kills your kernel is restarting if you have this option enabled. So you need to turn this option, turn on fast startup, turn this off, because this will actually help your PC completely refresh itself even after it's been off for a while and it's been shut down, like how it should be. If you guys want to keep this, if you guys just want a faster startup, you guys can do that, but I don't recommend this. It does slow down the startup time by maybe 5 to 10 seconds, but if you have an SSD, you really wouldn't even notice it. And you're also just refreshing your system every time, so your likelihood of any OS glitches happening or slowdowns is going to be much lower. So these two settings right here is a must. So this next thing is actually very important, and it's crazy to see that many people do not actually know about this. But if you press Control Shift Escape, or an alternative is clicking your little Windows icon right here and going to Task Manager, open up Task Manager, go to Startup Apps, and all these startup apps that you do not need, just disable them. Like things like Spotify, like this is on startup, so this severely affects your performance on startup with Windows operating system as a whole. So this is actually a really important thing. This will actually make your PC run so much faster, and many people actually overlook this. I know a couple people that actually never knew about this, and they had a computer for a while, and I'm just like, really? You know, it starts up, like Spotify starts up, Steam starts up, you know, Discord update, Microsoft Edge, turn that shit off. These are not very important. The only thing I keep enabled is Security Health System Tray. That can stay on. That has a low startup impact anyway. Do not believe the startup impact to begin with, because once you turn these on, it's actually going to tell you the startup impacts. So as of right now, these are on none because they're all disabled. So disable all the apps like Xbox Game Services, any apps that you may have in the background that could possibly be running on startup. Make sure you check this out, because this is very important for your operating system running at its smoothest. Next things up is deleting temporary files. This is deleting like all the temporary files in your PC. This does actually make your OS more smooth and your browsing experience better, so you can always remove these files. the only thing I'm gonna do. I literally just cleaned my shader cache, so I'm gonna uncheck this, but if you guys haven't in a while or haven't done this at all, I really recommend it. For downloads, be aware that for downloads, this can actually, if you check this and you remove the files, it deletes everything in your downloads folder. This can be mods, apps that you may need download installers for, things of that nature. I actually uncheck that always. If you update your Windows, it will not just disappear. You have to go here and delete all the old temporary files from the previous Windows updates. This is very important. So you just click that and you're set. So yeah, once that's done, the only things that'll show up for you is what you have in your computer at the moment. But if you guys never done this, it's probably pretty overfilled and you guys can actually be freeing up some space. This is a quick little fix right here. Another one that's pretty obvious, go to settings, Windows Update, and just check for updates. Always do this. It's, self-explanatory. You stay up to date, your likelihood of crashing is much less, and yeah, it could help you out quite a bit. So whenever you're like, your game is starting to stutter or it crashes randomly, it's probably because either you're not up to date on Windows or you're not up to date on your graphics drivers. And just quickly, I'm done with GeForce Experience, guys, for now. But I'm just gonna say, check your drivers. If you're running on an AMD or an NVIDIA card, check your drivers, see if you're on the latest driver. But also, fair note, make sure that the driver version that is newest is actually better than the previous driver. But if you are experiencing game crashes, it's probably better just to install that driver and see. You can always roll back to another driver by going on NVIDIA's website, and then I'm sure with AMD you could also do the same, but don't quote me on that. I don't own an AMD card, but I'm pretty sure for both graphics cards, for both manufacturers, they have their own rollback. So you can go on their websites and get an older driver if you guys so wish. This next one is a bonus. If you guys have a newer PC and you guys hate Microsoft Edge, there's so many ads, you just can't get around it, and you're afraid you might click on one and it'll redirect you to a page that could be malicious. I got a search engine for you guys. Type in Brave in your browser, go to brave.com, and download Brave. This is the search browser that I use, and I can guarantee you for every site, let's say mods.com, right? That you would see ads, right? You would see ads everywhere. There would be an ad here, but there's not. Things of that nature. So Brave is one of the best search engines to be using with a computer. It also has Tor built into it. Do so at your own risk. But hey, it's there, guys. It's very versatile and it's very nice. This search engine blocks cookies, it blocks ads. It's a much cleaner experience. It's very highly customizable, and a bonus, it's actually built on the Chrome OS. It has the same type of engine as the Chrome OS, but it's a more secure variant of that. So if you guys use Google Chrome for your search browser, for your search engine, I recommend this. It's basically the same thing, just a more secure variant. So get Brave, go to brave.com. I'll leave a link in the description. This is an amazing search engine, search browser. It is great. I can't say enough good things about it. A friend put me on this and I cannot go back. I use Edge every now and again, but this right here, can't go back. I hate using Edge every time I get on it, so this is it, guys. And next thing, it's kind of just like a habitual thing, so if you run into any problems, just restart your computer. Without further ado, these are these quick tips and tricks for Windows OS as a whole. You could do this with Windows 10 and Windows 11. Hope I taught you guys something new. I'm KJ Kid or Kidders, and I am out, guys. Have a fantastic day.